Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. So, I'll start this week with the usual progress report. I'm now at 5.7 billion net worth. So, if you want to look here, so 5.7 billion net worth. I now have 86 blueprint. I bought some this week. 158 million of blueprint value. Material efficiency haven't moved. I've got some. I researched on blueprint, but new ones, so it stays stable. Time efficiency raised a little bit. Industry profit. Industry profit for this week is 8.7 million. The reason for that is because of the mineral price that has gone up and hasn't been reflected yet in the price of the goods that I sell. So the profit margin are lower because of that. And that's one of the big thing for this week that I wanted to talk about is you can see the impact on of those mineral change. Like if you look, Jaspetin is an example, but you have in essence a ton of large order that were dropped way above the average price. So these are new order from this weekend. You'll get some from if you go at Veldspar is even worse because uh, you see like 18, 18, 18, and it was like hanging around 30 last, like it was hanging around there. And these are like, this is the beginning of the week and boom, 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 dropping and the price is raising, is going up. But the finished good are not going up. So if your material cost is increasing, but the finished good is not, are not raising in price, well, that's lower profit margin. So that's what's making my industrial profit lower this week. So aside from that, I'm taking you to this little planet here, Mias1, because I wanted to show you something. I discovered PI. So I started doing PI this week. I got this little very basic setup here where I'm mining noble gas and producing oxygen from that. Uh, I don't have an extensive setup yet because, well, first of all, I didn't have any much skill point. I just wanted to test it out. So I just invested a minimum to get the basic skill to start doing that. And I really like it. It's fun and it's actually pretty good money. This whole setup here cost me about 3 million and I can easily make 1 million a day of value of oxygen produced with that. So 3 days and it's paid off, and after that is just coming and collecting that thing. Well, 1 million is not that much, but it can scale up. I would say if I invest some decent amount of skill point in that, I can see it uh, giving me more profit than in actually industry. Uh, the reason I chose oxygen was because of the fuel block. I was thinking, actually, the reason I started doing PI was because of oxygen fuel block, because I was looking at building a station and looking at fuel, and then I calculated is it worth it to produce my own fuel? And then I came to look at, okay, so what do I need? And you need uh, PI PI material, oxygen being the one I'm producing right now. I would need to set up production for all those other part, and then you need also I, ice mineral, ice that you get from ice mining. So I've for PI I found this nice. So I don't know if it's common knowledge, but it wasn't for me. So I found I found that site, and basically you can just scroll over the type of planet you have, and you get like what is produced and what they're used for. So let's say, okay, you want to produce oxygen. Well, you need either a gas, ice, or storm planet. And then once you refine it, you can combine it to with other stuff to get those other parts. So it's a really nice set. I'll put the link in the description. So that's it. I started doing the. I haven't bought a blueprint for oxygen full black yet, but I started doing PI, and then I noticed that hey, it's actually a pretty nice step after T1 production. Uh, Nobody told me that, but I would definitely. I mean, if you started as a newbie, you've done some T1 production. People always say, well, okay, go try to get bigger ship, try to get. I think you should. I think scaling into PI is actually a way to increase your revenue, uh, do something that is different, and that will be useful down the line for a lot of other productions. So definitely PI is going to be something that I do more extensively in the. I mean, it's really part of the industrial supply chain. So this is really something I want to get into, and obviously, if I want to go that way, I'll also need to find to get my hand on some ice. So I will do some ice mining. So that's like the thing I'm looking at. Also, another thing that I saw on the industrial side, I'll try. I never edited a video, so I'll try and do that at the end because I got a little video of my reaction when for the first time in my Eve life, I saw somebody doing some moon mining. So I saw a chunk of rock being pulled from a moon. So I'll try. I actually fired up the OBS studio to record to record it, and I'll try and link it at the end so you can see. But moon mining is, from what I've researched, is a little bit harder to get into than just PI and ice. So the first step is going to be PI and ice, and that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about is because all of what I'm doing right now is okay. Well, first of all, I'll just head back to base. I don't like to hang around in space with nothing. So destination. Okay, so destination, I never do that, but I'm gonna put myself on autopilot. I'm just one system away in ISAC, so I'm not too scared. Anyway, I'm just in front of the computer. So what I was saying is I started thinking about how am I going to grow? What I want to do to scale my industrial empire, and basically how I take control of assets. So I made a 3-phase plan. My first part is planning. I need to learn how stuff works. So T1 industry mining, PI mechanics, which I started learning, ice mining, obviously, moon mining I'll need, then research T2 industry, and that seems to be, generally speaking, the order in which these things become more and more complex and need more and more like infrastructure to go ahead. So I would say like it's easy. T1 industry, it's anybody can do it. It's easy. PI is actually mining, yeah, easy. Anybody can. And then PI, it's not that hard to get into PI. I mean, you just need a few million to start, and then you're good. And then also part of that phase is I want to acquire a good T1 blueprint library, which I'm starting to have, and some basic working capital, which I'm getting to have. And then how do I go further? Well, I will need eventually to start a corp if I want to go into really heavy industry, because what I want is I want to scale my industry up. To scale my industry up, I need to be more and more efficient. And to be more and more efficient, you eventually need to be into play your own station. Probably, well, you also you can't stay in ISEC forever. Uh, it's just not as efficient. And I'll show you how I came to that conclusion, okay? I was just comparing, well, I'll finish with the business plan. So eventually I say, okay, I'll probably need to start a corp, and I will want to start a corp because I want to grow. I need to create a corp, set up a Discord, start to recruit people. Okay, that's basic stuff. I need office. I want to acquire some Poco because you need some stable revenue for your corp. And I was thinking, okay, should I build a station in ISEC to have a place to basically to have to have a place to call home for the corp? And that's where I started comparing station, okay? Because my logic last week was to push my processing, because I think processing scale a lot better than actual production. Production is the end of the road, and you need to sell the finished good at a profit. So it's not that easy. Oh, I sold a big thing. Let's see what it is. Oh, nice. So anyway, what I was saying is in processing scale a lot better than production at the point I'm at right now. I don't like, and whenever I'm saying things like that, is always from my point of view in my situation, because I'm sure somebody in ISEC with a corp that I've buddy mining for him, maybe he can make ton of money with production, but that's not my case right now. So my logic was, okay, if I want to scale processing, I want to go get the best efficiency I can. I can scale up, and that I will do, but also location is a huge part. So I was comparing two basic refining station, Nathanor and Tatara, and how much fuel they use per day. Okay. So Tatara use a little less fuel, and that is fuel for running refining module. So basically, it will cost you to have your refinery running full time, and it's more efficient to have it run full time than just turning it on and off. So it's basically costing you about 3.2 million a day in fuel cost if you're in ISEC, well, wherever you are, just run the module. And then how much efficiency does it have? And an ethanol with a T1 refining rig will give you 2% more compared to the basic 50%. And here the math get funky because everything is multiplied. So you'll also get 2% increase on your skill bonus. So, but without getting into too much detail, you get 2% with T1 rigs or 4% with T2 rigs. And if you go with the Tatara, you will get 3% and 5%. That's an approximation. So when is your break even? Well, it's when that increase has generated enough added value to cover your fuel cost. And basically, if you're refining 80 million worth of ore a day, it is worth it to build an ethanol in ISEC and refine there instead of a player-owned station, and you will cover your fuel cost with the added value. Of course, I'm not counting if you charge tax and people pay you tax to use your station. So that will also like make you break even faster. And that's just break even. You are far from having paid that station, because let's say you want to buy an Athanor, which is more or less $1 billion, and a T2 rigs to put in there. Well, you're getting pretty damn close to 4 billion here. And I'm not even talking about a Tatara, because there you're like more above 40 bill. And then if you just put that same station into low sec, you're getting 7% efficiency. So this is starting to be like really efficient. And same with the Tatara, you're getting another bit more. So I mean, if you got unlimited money, sure, but the goal, I mean, as a capitalist, you want to have a return on your investment. So you need to take all of that into account. So my logic was, okay, eventually I want to settle in low sec to get like the best production efficiency with an Asbel and a Tatara to get the best refining efficiency. And also you want to set up close to a moon. If you go into low sec, you would want to use a 0.5 system just to get access to moon mining eventually. So these are all things that I need to consider. And then I found this other pretty cool site, Struck. Again, probably common knowledge, but I've listed all the station in essence. And so you have like 133 player-owned station in the entire system. And from there, you only have 5 in low sec. All the rest are ISEC. And like a bunch of them are Athanor in 0.5 system for moon mining. So that's just my recon that I'm doing. Another thing I'm doing is I'm starting to list like who's owning what POCO in which system. So I can offer to buy them. Let's use word before guns. And if they don't want to sell, then I can shoot them down. But anyway, I'll probably die. Anyway, my goal was to offer to buy them eventually when I want to set myself up. So I'm rambling a bit, but I'm looking at tons of stuff this week. But anyway, my logic would probably be, I'm a risk versus reward guy. And I know low sec seems scary, but ISEC, at least, I mean, you got a ton of people already, and the people have station, and so as a corp, what if I build an ISEC? Probably going to be easier to recruit, but if I build like any of those, the thing is you want to be close to that area here, because you don't want to be boxed in. Like if you use those system in low sec, you're boxed in here. So because you want to be able to, I mean, the end game is to be able to build capital and sell them all the way back to the big nullsec alliance, while still being close enough to essence and to the so the trip. I mean, this for me, people dish low sec all the time, but for me, it seems like the best of both worlds, because you're significantly more efficient for your industry than you are in ISEC, but you're still close enough to be able to go sell there. So, and for me, it looked like a real possibility. So buildings. So I'm really thinking hard of I'm at the point where I'm probably going to be like within a week or two, start the corp and probably deploy somewhere there. What I would like before, and that's my reflection right now, is should I set up in ISEC first, recruit some people, and then when I got a few member, if I can find a few member, then I'm able to deploy in low sec. I mean, I'm thinking that one because it's close to Saluette. Here is nice. Here is nice. So anyway, anything that is easy access to the ISEC sector, but still not boxed in. So want to be one of those system here. So that's where I'm at right now. I am a little bit on the fence because of this year. I would be very sad to stop that thing because I think I'm probably having a world record here or pretty close to it. So anyway, that's my logic so far. I want to scale down incursion, not stop it completely because I mean the money is so good, but scale it down and really start to deploy more toward PI and well, scale toward the industrial part of my career. This is over in 2 weeks. I could dump. I would probably use some of my unallocated skill point to scale up my PI and get some ice mining skill, and probably start producing at least from here. Just start producing Starbase fuel, just to be able to see if this. I mean, how much I can actually get and. See if I can be like self-sufficient for my fuel, and I mean if it's worth it, because it's being self-sufficient, if you can buy it for cheaper, it's not worth it. So I need to evaluate all of that. But so that's about it for this week. So if you have any question or any comments, feel free to say so. I always enjoy getting mails in the comments. Also, I realized that my video quality is not the highest on the internet on YouTube. I'm probably gonna order a mic soon just to be able to speak to have like a clearer voice for you guys. The channel is growing, so my wife will not make me some big eyes if I buy an expensive mic. So anyway, have a great week, everybody, and see you next week. Bye bye. Hey, I'm recording this because it's the first time I see anybody doing some moon mining. It was pretty awesome to see. So my reaction to the first time I'm seeing moon mining. I'm on an alt character right now, so anyway, I'll just warp closer to that thing just to see what it is. And don't look at my fit; it's garbage. It's really whoa. Oh, I was like a lot further. I'm further than when I think I heard the one. I don't know if I can. Okay, can I get close to that thing right now? Yeah. Anyway, it is okay. So that the moon is going to that station over there. Okay. Anyway, I don't think I can. Can I warp to the sentry gun there? Those are sentry guns. Oh no, those are like. This is for the station here. So there's no way to warp to the rock directly. The pieces of rock. Oh, moon chunk. I want to warp to the moon chunk. How do I do that? Oh. Okay, so if I go save location, moon chunk, you see how noob I am. Okay, okay, so then I got the new. Oh yeah, that's it. I figured it out. So you see a noob in a haul of this first moon chunk. Well, it's not even my moon chunk, it's somebody else's, but pretty awesome to look at. It leaves a pretty good hole in the planet too. So anyway, that's just it. I would just wanted to record my reaction to this. Oh, so you guys